Hi everybody, this is Jean-Charles Compagnon with the kioui-apps. Today I want to make a new video to try to show you guys what is better HTML and what is very bad HTML within your item description. A lot of people always ask, should I have HTML, should I not have HTML in my description? My point on it is that you should have HTML, but you should also have good HTML and not necessarily bad HTML. So let's look at one of our items that probably needs to be revised. And let's look at our current description. Looks very good to the eye, looks nice. Designed by Sally Milo, by the way, very nice designer, does a lot of great work. But let's look at what the search engine is going to see on the back end. So let's see, let's go and revise our item. Let's go down to our description here, and if I click on standard, you can see the description here and what it looks like. If you look at the HTML, it looks like a lot of HTML, a lot of things. Well, search engine, this is what they see here. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to try to do the work of a search engine to try to show you how Cassini or some other search engine could potentially rate my HTML and my description, or try to give it a score. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to select all of my HTML, and I'm going to copy it and paste it to trusty notepad right here. And the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to do what a search engine would do, is it would remove all of those HTML tags. Of course, it would do that in some form of pattern recognition here, where it would be able to remove all of that in a lot faster fashion that I'm going to do here. But my goal is to kind of like show you how it's going to be done. So I'm going to start working at it, and I'm probably going to accelerate this video, and I'll be done in a few minutes. Okay, so what the search engine is going to now do in our test is it's going to select everything, copy it, go to count all of the letters that there is here, and get a letter count. So here we have 1,285 letters. Let's see, let's copy that on top. Letters of text, here, current description. There you go. And it's now going to go back to the HTML. It's going to select everything, copy this, and put it again here in the letter count, and count the number of letters, 9,571. So it's going to record that. Letters total with HTML. Then the search engine is going to go grab its little calculator here, and it's going to do a simple division. It's going to do 1285 divided by 9571. I'm sorry if my voice is going off a little bit. I'm on the end of a little cold here. So this is going to be 13.42% of real text. So by definition, we can do 100 minus 13.42, and we can deduct that there is 86.58% of HTML in the description. So if a search engine like Cassini would decide that anything over oops, got a little problem with my microphone there. So if a search engine like Cassini or Google would decide that anything over, let's just say 70% is too much HTML, then you could get a lower score because you have too much HTML here. So how could we, as eBayer, try to make better HTML? Well, one option is to totally get rid of HTML, and that's an option. What I like to do personally is first take my description here back to Notepad and try to see sorry, and try to see what can be removed from my description. So this here can be removed. Visit our store. We have many other choices. I can remove this. I'm going to keep the description. There, I can just keep this paragraph. Why buy from us? I'm going to lowercase it. It looked good into my description before, but it doesn't look that great when you just write text. Policy. There, let's add some semicolon here. Okay, why buy from us? With, there you go. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this description here and I'm going to go to not the standard here, I'm going to go to the HTML part of my description and I'm going to remove everything. Not even that. Boom, everything's gone. I'm going to now paste my description that I just add and I'm going to go to my standard HTML here. And you can see that it looks at one big line. So I'm going to have to redo some formatting here. And this is important that you do your formatting here within eBay, within the editor, because this will minimize the number of HTML that you get. Description here. I'm going to still, format that a little bit, make it look good. Color, I'm going to bold that. Up. Fiber, we're going to bold that. Up. Let's format that a little quick. Up. Why buy from us? Return policy. Don't like it, send it back. Okay, so let's underline this. Let's make it look all good and presentable. Up, up. Yes, please. Why buy from us? Up. Underline that. Let's bold those. Up. Skin part. Yes, that should go on the line. Up. Doesn't look too bad. I'm going to highlight all of this and I'm going to make it bullet points because we know people like bullet points. This is going to be my title, so I'm going to make that 18 and I'm going to center it. Up, gotta make those guys bullet points. Bullet points and more bullet points. We just love bullet points. Up, last one, I promise. Bullet points. Alright, so we have a description here. Let's do a preview to see what it looks like quickly. Oh, pop-up blocked. Sure. Here, let me copy my description because I know eBay is going to refresh my page there and I'm going to lose everything that I just did. So let's do that again. Preview, up, pop-up blocker, allow everything from eBay. We love eBay. There you go, now it's opening. Let's go look at our description. And it looks pretty good. Simple, to the point, bullet points, we highlighted what we have, and still looks fairly good and fairly good HTML. Okay, so now let's take this HTML here and let's do exactly what we did here in this. So I'm gonna copy this. We're gonna keep this before previous description. New description. Okay, up. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Remove my HTML. Okay, let's format that back so we can see really what it is. So it looks a little bit better formatted. There. Up. Up on the return policy. There, that looks about right. Okay, so now we're gonna do just like before what the search engine would do. Copy this, put it in our letter count, and we get 979 that we're gonna put here. Letters of text. And now we're going to go back here, take all of this, paste it here, and see how much HTML we get. I'm sorry, so we go back here, letters total. So now, as we're acting as Cassini, or possibly as other search engine, or how search engine should act, and again, this is just a demonstration of what is good HTML and better HTML and very bad HTML. So right now we're in the better HTML. So we're going to do 979 divided by 1620, and we get a 60.43% of real text. And so we get, by deduction, 39.57% of HTML. So now our new description from a search engine point of view, or Cassini point of view, has more real text than HTML. So again, if the search engine would define that anything over 70% of HTML in the description is too much HTML, this would be bad. In this case, this would be good. Now this also would be extremely good because you have a ratio of real text that is more than HTML, meaning that your real text ratio here is over 50%. Search engine, Google especially loves that. There's all kind of other things like positions of your HTML, position of the search keywords within the page, and all kind of things like that. But we're trying to show you what is better HTML. So this is super good HTML. In fact, this is so good HTML that I'm just going to go ahead and save that description as my new description for this item. Let's see, it's going to take just a little second. And while we're at it, we're going to click here back in our items, and we're going to look at what it looks like here. Looks very clean. Sure, there's no template, you know, there's no blinking thing everywhere, but it looks very clean. It looks to the point. You know, returns policy, don't like it, send it back. That's what people want to know. While we're at it, we're going to go to mobile here, and I'm going to click on that little tester, mobile phone emulator. Love that little guy. And we're going to see what it looks like on an iPhone 5. Okay, so it's loading my item here. This is what it looks like. Oh, some of you will say, well, okay, but you got rid of all of your pictures and all of your logo and stuff like that. But you know what? I already have all of my pictures right here. So I don't really need to have those pictures repeated again. It works pretty well like that. Okay, so let's go down, and you know, let's just say I'm on my mobile and look at those pictures and love it. Okay, I want this wig bad. This is the wig that I need. I need this wig so bad. I'm gonna click on the description to see what it looks like. Well, looks very streamlined, looks to the point, looks readable. Obviously it doesn't scroll all the way down, but got the information, important information right on top that I needed. So that's great. Okay, so now let's look at our item here and let's make it a bad HTML, okay? And I'm going to show you how you can end up with bad HTML. So we're going to go and revise this item again. Let's go down, go down, go down, go down. Okay, oops. A little bit higher. And I'm going to go to the standard view of my HTML. You see how this HTML is very lean. Okay, I'm going to go to standard view. Control A to copy it all, and I'm gonna go to Microsoft Word, and I'm not specifically picking on Microsoft Word, but it is one of the worst HTML generator in the world, and what I'm gonna show you, you can get from pretty much any places. So you have to be very mindful of that. So let's copy our description right here. I just pasted it. Here, tells me, oh, super fast. Let's put a dash, okay. I'm going to correct this. Okay, looks good. Doesn't like my uppercase N. Fine. And now I'm going to Control A to select all. Copy. I'm going to go back to my description. Remove all of my description here. And I'm going to paste it from Word. Same description. Looks the same. Okay. I'm going to go to Preview here. Okay, and let's look at the preview of our item, and guess what? It just looks like the exact same description as before. Looks like a great description, the exact same one we did before. Well, let's go to the HTML here, and let's look at really what's happening. Microsoft Word has added all kind of things here. So from a search engine point of view, I'm going to copy this and I'm going to put it into my letter count and have it count the number of letters. Almost 8,000. So if I go back to my notepad here, or letter count here, after Word. Okay, my 979 is still the number of letters of real text. However, now my total, my letter total went to 8,000. So if I grab my little calculator and I do 979 divided by 7879, I get 12.42% of real text. And so if we deduct the total of HTML, we deduct that now there is 87.58% of HTML. But really, if we go back to it, this is the exact same thing here. It shows the exact same thing. From you and I's eye, yes. From a search engine point of view, no. This is a terrible description here because it has a ratio of HTML that is way too high, pretty much like we had it before, versus the ratio of text. And that is bad HTML. So again, how do we get rid of this bad HTML? Take your description here, do Control A, copy it, go to HTML, remove all of your HTML, and then paste it right in HTML here. Go back to standard. It removed all the formatting. If I go back to HTML, there's no more formatting here. All the formatting is done. So now you spend 5 minutes and you do your formatting in here. Mixed fiber, 100%. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but by doing this and doing your formatting, oops, here instead of doing it in Word or other places, you're making very clean HTML and you're removing all of that bad HTML that is in there. And let's enter it. Let's just look at our HTML. Lean, very lean HTML. Whereas before with Microsoft Word, let me do it again to show you the difference. Gonna copy it here. Oops. Here it looks very nice, but this HTML is horrible. This is horrible here, all of that. And probably, you know, again, we don't have all of the secrets of Cassini and search engine, but believe me when I tell you that search engine looks for this. Search engine are not humans. They don't see in the same way. They see in ratios, in percentages, in averages. And so obviously this is not a good ratio. This was not a good ratio. This is a very good ratio. So I'm going to come back here and I'm going to cancel all of those changes here. Well, actually I'm just going to go back to eBay and cancel all of those changes because I want to keep the description that I had because it's a very good description. So I hope this helps a lot of you understanding how search engine work and how you can do bad description, good description. They all look the same, but really they're totally different. Oh, look, they're selling kiwis. So again, this is Jean-Charles Compagnon with the Kiwi apps, and I hope that this is going to help some of you. Subscribe to our videos, send us email, find us on Facebook, and let us know if there's anything we can do for you. Thank you.